Good afternoon, guys. My name is David Ilkay, like JB mentioned. I'm a real estate broker, associate real estate broker, investor, and also SFR specialist. SFR stands for Short Sale Foreclosure Resource. So when I started the business as an agent, I quickly realized that the best way to go having listings, right? Your own listing, because it's always difficult to sell somebody else's listing. So listing agent controls the whole deal. You have to call them, you have to ask them to show the house, or if you are giving an offer, it goes through them, whatever. Then I also quickly realized that I observe the agents who are successful in my office, what they do to get the listings, right? So what they do, they call expired listings. They call FISBOs, for sale by owner. But as you can imagine, how many people calling these people? Like hundreds, right? Once it's expired, you start calling. Then I thought to myself, it must be a better way, more efficient way to do this, get listings. And I realized that one reason the homeowners sell their home, that's a big decision, right, to sell your house, is financial. They're either trying to downsize or they are having difficulty to pay their mortgage, so they have to sell the house. Once I realized that, I started going after list pendants, we call. I'm sure you heard of it before.
Just to make sure everyone understands what
list pendants is Latin for pending litigation, right? That means the homeowner did not pay their mortgage for 3 consecutive months. And the bank is suing them for the entire balance they have. No more for the payments anymore. Your entire balance. You're gonna hear from homeowners, oh, I didn't pay my mortgage for 4 months and I'm trying to send my payment and the bank doesn't accept. They don't accept because you're in foreclosure, right? So I go after these people, one thing we have to realize when you're going after these people, not all of them is underwater. So what do you mean by that, right? What can I?
Yeah, sure, you can fix that.
So let's say the homeowner is not paying the mortgage for 1 year, and their house worth is 500. So this means if I put this house in the market today, I can sell it for 500,000, right? Now, how much they owe to the bank? Let's say homeowner A owes 300K, and homeowner B owes 700K. You're gonna say, how is this possible, right? This is possible when the homeowner use the house as an ATM machine. Remember those times that the prices go up every year? You're feeling good. You say, I want to go vacation, get a line of credit from the house. Or I want a new car, get a line of credit from house. I want to decorate the house. So on and so forth. So these two homeowners, this one, I cannot approach this as a short sale. Why? Even though they are not paid, they can sell the house and pay the bank and end up with money. But this one cannot do anything. Even if he sells the house for 500, he still owes the bank 200. So that's the difference we have to do a short sale for. Is it clear? Everybody understand?
Yes.
So besides that, what I do, I go to auctions every week. I go to NASA, Queens, and Brooklyn. Auction is a totally different game. You have competition. You have to exactly know what you're doing, how much you have to buy. So to determine that for the auctions, you have to do your research. Auction lists come 5 weeks before the auction. You have enough time to go each house, check them the condition, if there's a tenant or it's vacant, and then you determine how much you have to spend. Then you have a limit. One more thing I want to add, whenever you're buying property, either auctions or short sales, you are not buying under your personal name, right? You have to open an LLC or corporation and buy it under that name. That can save you a lot of headache in the future, including, the tax purposes. You can be in the lower tax brackets for the companies. And there is one more advantage of using LLC for short sales. Let's say I did a short sale for this house and I buy this for $250. So short sale approval is under my company, right? Tilray Solutions LLC. Buying ABC property for $250,000. Once I have an accepted short sale, I have a contract with the bank. Bank says Tilray can buy this property for $250. That means nobody else can buy this property, right? So there are some limitations when you buy a short sale. Some bank says if you buy a short sale, you cannot sell it within 90 days, right? You have to hold it 90 days. Some banks don't say that. You can sell it within a week. But if I have Tilray Solutions LLC own that contract, I can sell my LLC to JB. There is no law against this. So what happens, once JB buy that company, he also buy the contract to purchase this house from the bank for this amount, right? So, but when I do that, I don't do it for free. I have a contract with the bank for $250, and I know the house worth $500. So where is my profit? When I sell it to JB, I say, JB, you have to give me $350, right? Because you're buying my company, owns this contract. So I sell this contract to JB for $350. I made $100,000, right? And what is my investment? Sometimes as low as $1,000 that I put it for the contract, for this contract, to negotiate the deal with the bank. 1,000. Any?
Are you familiar with the HUD homes?
Yes?
The HUD homes, or those homes that sell for $1. They're on the market longer than 6 months, but I don't think you could flip those, right? You have to actually live in it.
I mean, those also for me is urban legend, like HUD homes, REOs. You are not the only one buying these properties, right? There's always competition. Nobody's gonna let you to buy the property for $1. And they have to auction it, right? Even if it's a HUD property, REO property, whatever it is. So you're gonna always have a competition, except when you do short sales. In short sales, you have no competition. You're the only buyer. There can be only one buyer can go in front of the bank with one contract. That's it. So when you're talking to the agent who's doing the short sale and they say, I can get you as a backup offer, that means nothing. That means you're getting nothing. So that's why I like short sales, because first of all, you know the condition of the house. You went to the house, you talk to the owner, you see the condition, you know their information, where they have to move, what they have to do. So that gives you big advantage. Versus when I go to auction, I mean, sometimes it's not possible to go see every house coming into the auction, right? There's a list of 150 houses every week in Nassau County. Let's say I went to 10 of them I like. But how about the other 130? What if a deal came up, very good deal, I can buy it and make money, but I haven't even seen the house? It happens. Then you're taking a calculated risk. You're thinking, what if there's a tenant there? Especially a professional tenant. Then you're screwed.
What about what happens when the people that say the house is up for foreclosure and the people are out, right? those houses change a lot.
Squatters,
Yeah.
squatters.
Squatter houses, right? Yeah.
Yes, squatters is another problem, of course, but I mean, depends how they get into the house.
Yeah.
Because you can be in the house, but if you cannot show a valid lease or your rent payments, then they're gonna say get out because obviously you don't live there.
And what if they have a contract, I guess you would say, from the previous owner?
If they have a contract, you're also screwed because that means they were legally there.
Even, how would you know if it's a fake contract or not?
That judge to determine, not me.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna take them for eviction, they're gonna show the judge, this is my lease. If it's like a Mickey Mouse lease, then the judge, of course, they're experienced people, they're gonna say no. One advice I give you, if you buy a house, if you're buying a short sale house, and people don't live there, what you do, you go break the bathroom, break the kitchen. No, it's not a joke. You have to break it. So nobody claim that they live there, right? Because there's no kitchen to cook, there's no bathroom to go, and then you cannot say I have a lease here and I'm in. No, nobody's gonna buy that. So just destroy the whole thing. Why? Because you're gonna renovate it anyways. It's even better for you probably.
So let's say I find a home with the potential of a short sale. What's the process of getting that contract?
Getting the contract from.
From the bank that only I can buy it.
All right, so like JB said, as an agent, you cannot buy the short sale if it's your listing.
Okay.
But let's say you find a homeowner, you want to buy it for yourself, right? Then you go to the negotiator, put your name as a buyer and the seller, obviously, and then you make a contract. Whatever amount is, you always start with a low amount, right? You don't want to go up to the value, then you're not going to make money. You're going to start with the low amount and see the bank's reaction. Because buying property from the bank as a short sale is also like a regular sale. You're going to negotiate with them. It's not like a one-time offer and they say no. So you start low, they come back to you, let's say they come back to you 350. You look at the, the margins. If you're still making money, you say, okay, I'm buying it. But then if they come up with 450, there's no margin. As an agent, you can put that property in the market as a short sale because the consumer is going to get $50,000 less than market value, which is a good deal for the consumer. Not for investor, but you can still make money as an agent because usually we charge banks 6% commission for the short sales. I mean, not always they pay, but let's say 5%. You still make good money. So there is no way you can lose with a short sale deal. Like either you buy it or you sell it, you always make money. So let me give you, since you mentioned that, let me give you a real life example. I don't want to give the address here, but if you want, I can give it to you. You can put it on public records. You're going to see what I say is in the public records. It's not my words, right? This property in St. Albans, Queens, 11412. It's a two-family house, abandoned. They did a short sale. They purchased this property. They purchased this property, two-family house, in October 2017 for $247,000, right? They spent $160,000 to totally renovate the house, inside out, roof, basement, everything. Can anybody guess how much they sold this same property in March 2018, which is only 5 months after they closed the short sale? Guess, anybody?
650.
650. So you think if they sold it for 60, that's a good deal, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Double the money.
400,000 purchase, renovation. I'm gonna put another $50,000 for closing costs and commissions, right? So 450,000 to 650. You make $200,000 in 5 months from one dinky property. Dinky. The reason I'm saying dinky, this property was next to the Seatown loading dock. I mean, the location doesn't get worse than that, right? But if you know the market, why San Albans is so hot, because many families sell their houses in Brooklyn, they are moving towards the Queens area. And this is the first stop that close to the subway, close to highways, everything. Now, 650 is a good price, right? And I'll show you from the public records, this property actually sold for $850,000. So you made $400,000 from one deal. If this doesn't excite you, nothing can excite you.
Can I say something though? I always had bad feelings about short sales because it's a lot of work and sometimes it doesn't get approved.
Good question.
It happens with one of my buyers. He liked this house, he fell in love with it, he went in contract, everything was done properly, he did everything, and it was clear to close. When we went and knocked on the door for the seller to let us do the walkthrough, she didn't open the door, and she said she's not selling, she's gonna stay there for another year. The deal fell through, and this guy wanted to cry. I feel so bad for him, but this, like, I always had this feeling about short sales, and it ended up being bad.
I understand because you're a good person, you get emotional for other people's
Right.
feelings. I don't, because this is business, right? So, but that's a good question. You know why? Because the way we do the short sales right now, it doesn't take a year. It takes maximum 60 to 90 days. That's it.
This was done very fast.
So, if you know how to deal with the short sale situations, your first job, convince the homeowner. Remember, I just said you have to know what they are doing. That means where are they moving from there? If you leave that and ignore that, you can end up like your situation. You have to make sure where the homeowner is going. Are you moving with the family? Are you going to another state? If they say, I don't know, then that's not a good deal to begin with, right? So you have to make sure they are willing to move, they understand the entire process, because bottom line, they are saving their credits. The only time that can happen, I'll tell you because it happened to me before. You know those attorneys we were talking about? They approach the homeowner and they say, give me a couple of $1,000, I'll help you. They don't do anything. They just wait and wait, right? But when your house comes in the auction, you're in the auction, they send you a paper, your house being sold next month. Then you say, what do I do now? The attorney comes, he says, you can file bankruptcy, right? Chapter 13 first, chapter 7 later, and the homeowner thinks, okay, if that's the only thing I'm gonna stay in my house, I'll do it. When they do that, you lose the advantage of telling them short sale is gonna save your credit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because once they file bankruptcy, that option is gone. You cannot save your credit anymore because you filed bankruptcy. Then they say, so what do I care? If I'm not saving my credit, and if I can stay another 6 months in my house, why would I go with the short sale? So everything has to be done on time, because in New York, if your house is in the auction, you cannot even start a short sale file within 38 days. 38 days. you have to catch these people before their house is in the auction 38 days. Otherwise, you won't be able to open a short sale file. But it's not totally wasted. Let's say you met with them, they said, my house is in the auction next week. You have 7 days. Do you think we can still make money from this? Anybody has an idea?
Yes.
Yes. We tell them, look, go file bankruptcy, stop the auction, or order the show cause. Then the time you gain from the bankruptcy, which is like 3-4 months before the bank comes back again, that during that 3-4 months, you can still do a short sale for them. And to entice them, you can tell them, look, the way you do it, I can help you to move out. You can move the thing, I can help you with that, moving expenses, whatever. Now, that's a very gray area. As you know, the short sale, when you do a short sale, the homeowner is not supposed to get a penny, right? But same idea like the auctions. When I buy the house from the auction, when I go to house, there's a tenant or homeowner. What is my options? I either go eviction or I offer them cash for keys. So this is the same idea. This is not related to short sale procedure anymore. This is about getting the possession of the house. So to get the possession, I can do anything I can do. I mean, I can go to attorney, I can offer them cash for keys. If it's like it's really questionable, you just go buy their furniture. Just say, I'm gonna pay $10,000 for this table. Can anybody reject? It's my money, my taste, right? So you can overcome these objections like that too.
You had a question?
Yes, can you go over the 38 days again, and the 7 days? I was a little lost.
Let's say you got a notice from the bank. You have to get a notice saying that your house will be auctioned September 30 in Nassau County, 100 Supreme Court Drive, blah, blah. Now, today's September 19th, right? So I don't have enough time. I don't have 38 days to go to bank and tell them I'm doing a short sale for this property. The bank says, you missed your time. You missed the deadline. So that's it for the short sale at that time. But if you convince the homeowner to order the show cause, or you convince them to file bankruptcy, you can still have enough time to do a short sale and then negotiate with the bank and everything.
You said you use a negotiator to negotiate with the bank. How do you figure your margins, or is the negotiator figuring your margins as to whether or not you got enough headroom to make money on it?
Good question. As I said, if you're working with a good negotiator, they always have an idea. Why? Because they've been doing this so long in the same neighborhood, same type of house. They have an idea for certain bank how much they can, according to comps, how much they can get it from them. So usually when they give an estimate like that, error margin is like 50K. Like for $50,000, they will get within that range.
Okay.
If I tell you we can probably get this for 300, they will get it, or they get it for 350. So when I'm a very optimistic person, but when it comes to build business calculations, you have to always calculate the worst scenario, right? That's gonna go into our, when we are fixing the house also. You say, oh my God, everything. So if you start with everything is wrong, and if the bathroom turns out good, then you save money.
When you talked about the LLC, and you said, okay, I know I have a certain amount of margin here, and instead of you doing the work and spending the time and whatnot, you could sell the LLC with that house being a holding of the LLC
Correct.
to
JB.
JB, and he's gonna pay $100,000 premium on it,
because he will still be making
Because
money.
he's still making money.
That's called wholesale, actually.
Okay.
Because I'm the wholesaler, he
Right.
buys from me, he still makes money.
Okay. And again, your negotiator is gonna be able to give you what your numbers are, so you know where you're at?
Actually-
Like, let's say in that instance, JB can't make enough money on the deal with you putting 100 in your pocket, but you do know that if you put 75 in your pocket, it still allows him to be in the ballgame too. How do you know where your ranges are, so you say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to take 75 and be done with it than to hold out for 100 and then worry about having somebody buy it as a, you know, too short of a margin for them to make it.
I understand. Also good question. That's your state of mind.
Okay.
If my state of mind, I mean, I had an unfortunate, I did a wholesale in Roosevelt. I sell this property to one of my investor friends for $230,000 because I thought there were permit issues, the town was taking a long time, I did not like the layout, and I said, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I sold it to him for $230,000. I can show you from the public records, not my word. He sold it for $460,000. So do you think I made a mistake? Of course.
Yeah.
But that was my state of mind then, because I didn't want to deal. And once I don't want to deal, if I have a bad feeling, I don't do it. So let them make the money. I mean, everybody has to make the money. But that's not always the case. Like if you say, JB has only 75,000 to give me, I think about it and I said, okay, it's still a good deal. I can still go for it, because why? Otherwise I have to come and fix the house, get the permits, blah, blah. JB, enough time for mentioning the permits, how to fix the house, permits and stuff?
We'll see it towards the end, because I want to make sure you guys got, yeah, we'll talk
All
about
right,
that.
I just want to,
So yes.
All right, so I got a question in regards to, you said something about putting $10,000 towards, like, say, furniture, right? Are you putting that in the contract, or are you putting that on the HUD?
no, that's a
Separate
separate rider agreement between you and the homeowner. That's just, it can be verbal also, I mean.
We have another question over here.
When you purchase a single short sale, how do you look into see, or is there a shorter way to see if there's title issues, like, let's say tax liens or any type of liens on the property? Because you can get to the bank first, but then if there's other liens, but you have
Yeah, of course,
you have
all
to
the time.
invest it.
So usually, remember the example I gave you, when people have their house and they keep getting line of credit to, you know, fix the house or get a car, go on vacation, there's gonna be always second, third, or fourth leads, right? It's not gonna be, I mean, it's very rare, a short sale only one bank. Why? Because, you know, these people, how they get over their limit because they took money from the bank. So those liens they are being negotiated within the short sale, right? Negotiator not only going to the first originating bank, but they are also going to second, third, and fourth liens. But imagine, even the originating bank says, I know I'm not getting anything, give me anything, right? The second or third lien holder, if you give them a penny on a dollar, they are happy. So that's not gonna affect the outcome of my short sale. My only issue is with the originating bank. Once,
What if the owner has to be personal? Like, let's say you had a business and went out of business and then somebody put personal needs.
if they show as a collateral the house, of course you have to deal with them too. But again, I mean, they are not even an institution, right? They're just personal loans. So you can also tell them, look, you either get nothing or I'll give you $5,000. And most of the time, believe me, regardless of the amount, they will take it because they know if they don't and the house foreclosed on, you get zero.
And you mentioned talking to the seller. You can't really do that if it's another agent. You have to
Of
list it.
course not, of course not. This is, you find the seller yourself.
I find a distressed seller myself.
With yourself and I talk to them, you can even tell them, I can buy your house, you know, I can help you move out. So, but not somebody else's listing, otherwise it's gonna be problem.